In order to clean up Lake Macatawa and the watershed, it was known that we had to determine the exact source points of the sediment and nutrient that was entering the system. And in order to do that, we had to set up sediment sampling sites and water quality monitoring sites throughout the watershed. Nearly 50 sites were set up to observe and monitor the water quality conditions within the watershed system over a course of about 2 years.
The whole thing about measuring the sediment, coming down and actually putting numbers, otherwise it's just a figment of a model.
Right.
And I think that's a type thing.
If we know where the sediment's coming from, we can begin to go to basically follow these streams back up and look, okay, is there going to be bank erosion here? Is there poor buffer strips? Is there a lot of soil erosion happening in any of these places? So these things are designed to sit in the stream. So when water enters this tube, it's only about 1/4 of an inch wide, and it reaches the main body, which is about 4 inches. So when it reaches the larger chamber, it slows down, and the water will stay in there for a number of hours. It gives the water a chance to drop whatever it's carrying. It's a pretty simple measure of how much sediment has gone by. We knew that there were large amounts of sediment, and we found large amounts of sediment, but the areas that were contributing the most were a little different than what most of the models had predicted.
We can actually say, no, we've sampled this for 18 straight months. This is the amount of sediment coming down this one. This is the amount of sediment coming down this stream, and we can actually point to which sub-watershed as to which one is the dirtiest now.
We'd ideally hoped that we would be able to tell, this particular soil came from this particular area, this particular township, this particular field. We haven't gotten to the point yet where we can really be able to pinpoint things down to a very precise scale.
They did like 7 different analyses on that soil, and they were trying to look at it by grain size to see if they could tell which fields it came from by soil type, and it was so fine grained, they were just like, forget it. They can't even tell any of it apart. It's just tiny. So that was one of the things, but that's also part of the problem then, is because it gets bound up in the water and it's suspended, and you can't get it to even settle out because it's so fine grained, it just moves with the water.